power tussle between the Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray and the Shiv Sena rebel Eknath Shinde is only intensifying. The Maharashtra rebel MLAs are now taking the battle for the control of this party to the Supreme Court. They have challenged also the appointment of Ajay Chaudhary as the Shiv Sena legislative party leader and the rejection of a no-confidence motion against the deputy speaker. But Arvind Gunasekar is monitoring all of these legal developments. Now, Arvind, seems like both sides are lawyering up, and it's now over to the interpretation of the Supreme Court as to what the Constitution says about disqualifications.
Yeah, Sarah, Supreme Court will be hearing the pleas of the rebels, the Shiv Sena rebels led by Eknath Shinde tomorrow. So two petitions have been filed one by Eknath Shinde, who is heading this entire rebellion against Uddhav Thackeray, and also another petition by the 15 other rebel MLAs against whom the Deputy Speaker has issued no disqualification notices against them. So there are three very important prayers that both the petitions are asking for. One, they're asking for the stay of the disqualification proceedings. Earlier, Uddhav Thackeray faction has filed the disqualification plea against all the 16 rebel MLAs, including Eknath Shinde, and the Deputy Speaker has issued notices on the disqualification plea, asking the rebel MLAs to respond to the plea by Monday 5:30 p.m. So they are seeking a stay on this disqualification plea. The second very important prayer by Eknath Shinde is that Uddhav Thackeray faction has replaced Eknath Shinde with Ajay Chaudhary as the Shiv Sena legislative party leader. He is calling that as illegal, saying that only less than 35% of Shiv Sena MLAs have agreed to this particular appointment, and that's why that is without majority, that this particular appointment has been cleared with the minority support, and that's why that particular appointment should be rejected. So that's the second prayer of Eknath Shinde. The third very important prayer is that till the no confidence motion that has been moved against the Deputy Speaker is settled, the Deputy Speaker should not proceed ahead with this disqualification plea. That's the third very important prayer. The fourth prayer is regarding the protection or the security for the rebel MLAs. In fact, Eknath Shinde, along with the 15 other rebel MLAs, have said that they and their family members are facing security threat in Maharashtra, and that's why they are seeking a direction to the Maharashtra government to provide adequate security to their family members. So, two very important pleas have been filed by the rebel MLAs, and Supreme Court tomorrow afternoon will be hearing this petition because Supreme Court has accepted this petition, and Supreme Court will hear the petition tomorrow.
All right, so it's going to be a busy day in this battle for the control of the Sena being fought on many fronts. In the Shiv Sena also planning to take action against Eknath Shinde and the other rebel ministers, and many of them could be hit where it hurts. Their portfolios taken away from them, and in an open challenge to rebels, Aditya Thackeray has asked them to defect and fight the elections. That's not all. The governor has stepped in. Arvind there mentioned those fears for security. The governor now stepping in, calling for security for the MLAs and their families. Saurav Gupta also monitoring this story. So Saurav, we actually are seeing a different side to Aditya Thackeray. The Sena certainly does not willing to call it quits yet. In fact, they seem to be upping the ante against these rebels.
That's right. You know, in uncharacteristically aggressive Aditya Thackeray, very uncharacteristic of them to be, so aggressive. But yes, this is of course a moment of reckoning for the Thackerays, given the fact that they've actually seemingly losing control of the party, and that's something that's playing on their minds, which is why with, of course, the backing of the rank and file of the party, they are going after the rebel MLAs. Now, what can the rebel MLAs do? Can they seize control of the party? Well, that's something that the courts will decide. That battle is likely to head to the courts. But more importantly is what kind of control or impact will the rebel MLAs have on the MVA government, which seems to be on shaky ground at this point because of the rebellion that the Shiv Sena MLAs have conducted, led by Eknath Shinde. So lots of angry slogans against Eknath Shinde by Shiv Seniks on the street. And this is likely to continue over the next few days, which is why you have the governor wading in now, writing that letter to the DGP. But at the end of the day, one must also understand these are MLAs who fled their state. They've run away from their state. They're not here. For example, the agriculture minister, at a time when rains are delayed and farmers are worried, he is sitting in a 5-star hotel in Guwahati enjoying his time. In fact, that's what Aditya Thackeray said. Their food bill is 7 to 8 lakh. I'm not even going into the rest. So obviously, Thackerays are not taking the rebellion lightly. They are going after the rebels, but the rebels also literally don't want to let go of the Thackeray name. They want the Thackeray legacy without the Thackerays, which is something that seems quite at this point unattainable, given that Uddhav Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray are not going anywhere without a fight. They'll fight till the last moment. And they say, even if all these MLAs go, it's good. They can start from scratch. It'll be a cleansing of the party of sorts, they say. So obviously, no side is willing to actually budge at this point, digging their heels in. And Aditya Thackeray very, very aggressively targeting the rebels, even going on to say that, look, Eknath Shinde was offered the chief minister's post. He was offered a Shiv Sena CM post, but he refused that and wants to join hands with the BJP. The Thackeray is also underlining that several of the MLAs within the rebel camp are now worried about merging with the BJP, because that would mean they would be no longer a single party. They would be completely under the BJP, and that's something that that's why you don't see them moving, yet to stake claim, because they're worried that their ranks, even though the MLAs are there, may not actually all vote for them. So that's something that's a worry for the rebel camp as well.
So is that why sort of you say that the Thackeray's are not giving up without a fight? Is that where their hope or their confidence is coming from? The fact that there are some Sena rebels who would be against joining hands with the BJP, and so we're hearing some your sources telling you that some of the 20, at least some 20 rebels are still in touch with the Thackeray camp.
That's right, Sarah. It's important to note that one cannot imagine a Shiv Sena without the Thackerays. It was set up by Balasaheb Thackeray. It's been administered by Uddhav Thackeray so long, and it was Balasaheb Thackeray who brought Aditya Thackeray into politics. In fact, when Balasaheb Thackeray during his last days had also released messages saying, asking Shiv Senics to take care of Aditya Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray just like they had taken care of him. And the Shiv Senics connect to that message. So irrespective of what the rebels may say, they of course are worried that without a Thackeray, the party is practically impossible to run. And Eknath Shinde, which is why wants to keep, is thinking of a new name that involves the name of Balasaheb Thackeray. But the fact is that it is the family, the Thackeray family, that are the fulcrum around which the party revolves. And there is a rebellion. And why is that rebellion there? Because Aditya Thackeray is someone who's seen as a leader of the future. Eknath Shinde pretty much now is of course considered a has-been in the Shiv Sena, even though till very recently, till of course the rebellion, he was the number 2.
All right.